Good morning everyone. The college newsletter is an important means of communication between the school and the broader community. It goes out in written form every fortnight, but I'm also conscious that not everybody has time to sit down and read my report each fortnight. And so, as an experiment, we're going to start providing a video version of my written report. I hope you enjoy it. A couple of weeks ago, we were all horrified when we heard of an accident in suburban Sydney, where an alcohol-affected driver lost control of a vehicle. He ploughed into a group of children walking home from their home to buy an ice cream, and 3 children from the Abdullah family were killed. In the aftermath of that accident, something really astonishing happened, and that was that the children's mother, Layla, spoke to the media and said not only that she doesn't hate the driver, but that she forgives him. More distant, both geographically and chronologically, is the recent 75th anniversary on January 27 of the liberation of the Auschwitz death camp, the most prominent and prolific site of the Holocaust. I recently read about a Dutch Jewish woman who was interned there, who was killed in 1943. She was 29 and her name was Etty Hillesum. She left a diary, and under unimaginable provocation she writes that she refused to hate. She describes one of the guards as a young man pitifully weak in his need to bully and humiliate others. Etty also had the chance to escape, but refused to, believing that it was important that she stayed and helped other people. Student management at St Joseph's is predicated on something called restorative practice. The basic tenet of this is that when there's conflict between two people, the relationship needs to be restored. In working with individuals, the aim is to have the perpetrator understand the impact of their actions on the victim and have the victim forgive the person responsible. Usually that response includes some sort of disciplinary action, but that's not really the most important element of the process. Layla Abdullah forgiving the person responsible for the deaths of 3 of her children is an extraordinary example of forgiveness. Etty Hillesum refusing to hate her genocidal captors is similarly astonishing. Few of us or the young people we care for will ever experience anything like these people, but we can appreciate that everyone benefits from an emphasis on forgiveness rather than vengeance. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind." Forgiveness and restorative practice is a really important element in creating the community that we all want to be part of. 6 years ago, St Joseph's embarked on a transformative journey to change our primary mode of teaching and learning to a project-based learning model. The initial decision was based on evidence of increased engagement and improved acquisition of attributes important for success in the 21st century. The model chosen was based on that developed by the New Tech Network in the United States and based on research from Harvard, supported by the Gates Foundation. At the time St Joseph's commenced this form of PBL, it was operating in only 2 schools in Australia. It now operates in about a dozen. As a result of this expansion, an organisation called the New Tech Network Australia was formed. On Tuesday, April the 14th this year, the first ever national conference of the NTNAU will be held here at St Joseph's. We're expecting between 300 and 400 participants, including most of our Waterford and Westcourt teachers. As a result, Mount Sion classes will run that day, but Westcourt and Waterford classes will not. Tomorrow we will formally bless and open the Westcourt Gymnasium. This in part was made possible by the generosity of this community, particularly through the Every Boy, Every Dream appeal last year. Last week I received notification from Father Emma in Manya that funds donated from Edmund Rice Day and our fashion parade last year, run by the parents and friends, have funded the development of 3 more classrooms at St Joseph's Kenseka. Last week I also received a note of gratitude from the Edmund Rice Foundation that our voluntary fee contribution for last year of $96,000 had been received and allocated across poor communities, mostly in East Africa. And finally, last Friday, the food drive to support bushfire victims was extremely well supported. Thank you to everyone for all that you continue to do. This is a most extraordinarily generous community. Thank you and God bless.